So firstly, I start the video. I'd like to thank everyone who has been supporting the channels. We're now 1.4k subscribers, and I'd like to thank everyone who has been here since the start and who are new. And if you are new, please subscribe. And yeah, if you want to help the channel, please just like the video. That is the best way you can help the channel right now. Please like the video if you are enjoying the content. I'll be coming up with more, and yeah, I'd like to just thank everyone who has been subscribed and who has been very active in the live stream and the video contents. Just thank you. So hey, I'm here with a differential video. I'm gonna list out some of the players that I think are kind of being overlooked for how they have been returning the points. And I see a lot of managers are using the wildcards. If not, all the managers seems to fit in the big players, using wildcard or not, they are trying to bring in Son, Kane, Salah, Vardy and all these big players. But after all, you can't have them all. There is a limit in the budget. So one of the reasons that managers are looking like bringing in players like Zaha and Grealish is to maintain that budget in your team. So here are some players that are doing pretty good in terms of returning FPL points, who are in good form and have good fixtures, and who might be a big point returners. I think Zaha and Grealish are one of the most popular options right now because they are cheap and they are on penalties and have good fixtures comparatively. So if you want to save some more budget, if you want to replace players like Zaha and Grealish for even cheaper player who can return you a decent point, these are the players that you might want to look at. So I start with Jarrod Bowen. So since the beginning, he looks like a very important part in that West Ham team. One of the main reasons that managers are not looking at him is because of West Ham's upcoming fixtures. They face Tottenham, Man City and Liverpool 3 in a row continuously. So those are difficult run of fixtures, but still somehow West Ham have managed to win all the previous difficult games, and Bowen has been one of the most important part in that team. And since Antonio has now returned, the team only gets better from here. If you look statistically, he has taken more shots than Danny Ings, the centre forward, and he has returned more points than Mane, Zaha and Townsend. Yes, not everyone would be tempted by how the fixtures look for West Ham United, but if you are one of those managers who want to get out of that mainstream pick and go for some differential, super differential may I say, then Bowen might be one of them, because looking at these stats, he does not look like the worst pick. But still, there are some other picks you might want to consider. And talking about other picks, next player is Pereira. Now, I have been getting this a lot about the wildcard team, is that people mostly put Zaha because of his penalty duties. And if you are one of those people who are just using Zaha because he has penalty duties, you might want to check out Pereira too, because he has very good fixtures coming up and I believe he's on penalties too. If not, please mention in the comment section who is the one taking penalties for West Brom. I'd like to know. I personally think it's Pereira, since Austin is not playing right now, and he's on free kicks, direct free kicks, and he also takes corners, and he's only 6 million, and the upcoming fixtures are very good for Pereira. So, but the thing about him comparing to Bowen is that he does not take as many shots. The shots on target is pretty low compared to Bowen. The crosses are pretty similar, but he has more assists than Bowen does, but lesser goal. Yeah, so the most tempting part about Pereira compared to Bowen is that Pereira is on free kicks, penalties and corners, and his upcoming fixtures are pretty good, better than of Bowen. So if you look stat wise, Pereira is a better choice than Bowen, and a very tempting choice because of his set piece duties. If you are one of those managers who has maybe Grealish, Zaha just because of penalty duties, then Pereira might be one of them. I'm not very tempted with Jorginho. I have been looking for Jorginho's stats and all that stuff, but if Jorginho does not score a penalty, I think he's not the best option, because except for penalty, I don't see any kind of point return from him. That is one of the reasons I'm not tempted by Jorginho. I have him in my mind because I need to get rid of war prowess in my team personally. So I have been looking for the players of that price range, and Bowen, Pereira are one of them. I have thought of Jorginho, but still I'm not very happy with the way he returns points. Now moving on, my next pick is Andros Townsend. Now Andros Townsend had not missed a single minute this season. He has played all the games 90 minutes and his upcoming fixtures are pretty good too. Now my only concern with Andros Townsend is, will his set piece duty be changed when Van Aanholt returns? Because I'm pretty sure the penalty taker was Milivojevic last season, and he used to take the free kicks, he used to take the penalties, and he used to take the corners. But since he's not playing right now, some of the set piece duty has fallen to Townsend right now, and I believe that and Van Aanholt also used to take the corners and free kicks. So I would like to see how that changes when he returns. But for now, I think Townsend is a very good pick. Looking at the fixtures are pretty good in upcoming days, and since he's not missing any minutes, and he has been returning points consistently except for the last game against Chelsea, that was a pretty tough game for them. And keeping in mind how Townsend takes corners and free kicks, and how he's an important part in that counter-attacking side of Palace, I think Townsend might be one of the players. But again, comparing Bowen, Pereira and Townsend together, Townsend has a lot more crosses than Bowen and Pereira. He has a lot more crosses, he has created more chances, although his goal is less than of Pereira and Bowen. And shots are not as big as compared to Bowen, because Bowen has taken 11 shots and Townsend has taken only 4 of them. And Bowen has 3 of them on target, whereas Townsend has only 1 of them. So it looks like Bowen is a direct threat, but Townsend does help in the build-up. So I feel like Andros Townsend also adds more threat because he takes corners and free kicks as set piece. So it looks like for me, Pereira does not look like the worst option if I have to pick personally. But if you are leaning towards Townsend and Bowen, it does not look like a bad option either, because Bowen takes more shots, Townsend has a good fixtures in upcoming game weeks, and Pereira has penalties, free kicks and corners. So yeah, it is your choice to make. If you are leaning towards Jorginho, I don't think it's the worst option, but the thing is you are only paying 5 million, so you should expect that kind of point return, I guess, because if he does not score a penalty, I don't see any kind of point return from him in every game. So I don't think Chelsea will receive penalties every game. So that is your choice to make. And for me, I think in between these 3 players, I feel like Pereira is a good choice. Now, one of the most debated duos that are kind of a selection problem right now are Ayling and Dallas. So in my previous video, I did say that I don't think there is a much difference between Ayling and Dallas, because Ayling is one of the most nailed on option, but still Dallas has not missed any minute this season either. He has started every game, and the thing is Dallas kind of started in midfield last game against Man City, and looking at the stat, it's very similar between Ayling and Dallas, and I still feel like it does not matter if you go with Ayling or Dallas right now, looking at their stats, because the shots taken, shots on target, crosses and all this stuff are pretty similar for both of them, and the price is also similar. So I don't see much harm in going for either Ayling or Dallas. I personally am thinking of removing Digne for maybe Ayling or Dallas in upcoming game week, but still they have not been directly involved in goals. Like they have not scored a lot, or they have not provided a lot of assists, but their team is very attacking. So I feel like they are bound to return some points in upcoming game weeks for that cheap price. So they are in my watch list. I'm not bringing them in right away, but these are the stats you might want to compare if you are one of those managers who are in between Ayling and Dallas. The things look pretty similar for both the players, so I don't think it will harm anyone if you went with any of them. That's what I think. And the upcoming fixtures for Leeds also seem pretty good in my opinion. Next is against Wolves. That might be a little tricky, but still they are not doing the best because they are not working perfectly right now in terms of attack. And there's Aston Villa. We'll have to see how that game will prevail. Leicester, Crystal Palace, Arsenal. I don't think that's the worst fixtures comparing how they played against Man City. It looks like they are a pretty good team right now. They are performing very well. They are very disciplined side. So I feel like if you are looking for Ayling or Dallas, you might want to go for any one of them. Looking at their stats, in my opinion, I don't see much of a difference in between them. And now my next pick is Watkins. So yeah, he did have a huge participation in that 7-goal against Liverpool, but I feel like we can still wait on Watkins in my opinion, because upcoming games are against Leicester, Leeds. So I like to see how that game will prevail. But still, he's a quality player. He has played less game and still has a better shot accuracy than Townsend and Pereira and Bowen. and he has been looking good for that price. So he might not be the worst option, and he has taken way more shots than Ings, Bowen and Pereira. The thing is, he also has missed a lot of big chances. He has missed three big chances, but still he has only 3 appearances, and I think we are kind of looking at Watkins because of just that one Liverpool game. So we'll have to see how Aston Villa will return after this international break. But if you want to keep him in your watch list, I think you should, for that 5.9 price. I think he has made that Aston Villa team a better side, because one of the main problems from Aston Villa was the goal scorer last season. Trezeguet and Grealish were pretty good last season too, and they are good this season now also. They had a lot of they created a lot of chances, but there was no one to score. But since now there is Watkins in that position, we'll have to see how clinical will he be. And since there is Barkley also now behind Watkins, so I think that only makes the Aston Villa team stronger in my opinion. They have improved their defensive prowess too, so I feel like Oli Watkins might be a good choice looking at what he's surrounded by right now, Grealish and Trezeguet and Barkley. So I feel like there are some goals bound to come. The thing is, he's not on any kind of set pieces. That is one of the things that does not impress me. But still, if he performs the way he did against Liverpool, I feel like he is a good pick. So you might just want to keep him in your watch list. So now I'll talk about this player, that is Rashford. Now I know not everyone would be really happy with this pick right now, but the thing is, the main turn of Rashford is his price, because the way he's performing, the stats are not good at all, and I'm not going to even talk about it. But what I think is, since now Martial won't be featuring in the upcoming game weeks because of that red card, and Cavani can't start the first game, though Manchester United are working to start him in upcoming game, I don't know if he will, because of this all COVID sanction and all this stuff. So I feel like Rashford kind of has a lot of responsibility in upcoming game weeks, because he will be the one starting at the center forward. I don't know if Igalo will, but I feel like it must be Rashford who will be starting in that center forward position, since there is no Cavani and Martial. And yeah, if you are one of those managers looking for a differential, I do think Rashford is one of them. But again, looking at how players like James Rodriguez, Son, they are performing for cheaper price than Rashford, it is kind of illogical to go for Rashford in my opinion. But still, my thinking behind putting Rashford in this differential list is, there won't be Cavani, there won't be Martial, and there needs to be someone who needs to step up for Man United. And I feel like they need to perform differently after this international break. So hope there are some changes in the team. But still, Rashford looks like a differential pick. It's about you. I personally wouldn't go for him, because I don't think it's a good pick to go for him right now, looking at the price range. But you have him, and if you are thinking of removing him, if you have free transfer, you can do it. But if you are thinking of taking a hit to remove Rashford, you might want to wait. The fixtures are not the worst. Yeah, they face Spurs and Arsenal in upcoming game weeks, but still, if you are taking hit to remove Rashford, don't do it. I think just wait for a few games, and I feel like not having Cavani and Martial for Man United in upcoming game weeks might help Rashford to get some FPL points in my opinion. So yeah, this is probably it for this video. These are some differential picks for upcoming game weeks. There are still a lot of players. There are like a lot of quality right now in FPL point return, and still it's very unpredictable how the game weeks are happening. So I think these are some of the overlooked players in my opinion. I think Zaha, Grealish, these players are like a very popular pick right now. And if you are still looking to save money off of Zaha and Grealish and these players, I think Bowen, Townsend, Pereira, these are some good players. Trossard also is one of the pick. I did not mention him though, but I still think Trossard is one of the picks you might want to look at. I personally am looking at Pereira right now. I have to remove Ward-Prowse from my team, so I have been looking for players of that price range. So I'm not making any kind of transfer right now. I will make it before the deadline though, and I will update you about that in my live stream or in upcoming videos. But I feel like other people need to look at these players too before they get big. So they look like a big potential with the big point returners. So yeah, have your thoughts in the comment section, and please let me know who is taking penalties for West Brom, because I feel like it's Pereira, but I've not seen it, so I'm not pretty sure. So if you know about it, do write it in the comment section. And yeah, I'll be coming up with some more videos about the wildcard. And yeah, I think I'll end the video right now. Bye bye.